Hey, this is Kelly with that hashtag show. Today I am bringing you my review on The Boy and the Beast. A group of the hashtag show members got to go see a VIP screening put on by FUNimation. It was sweet. This feature film was directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who's being called the next Miyazaki. Let's see about that. This story follows a young orphan boy named Kyuta, who gets thrown in by chance to the beast world, where he meets Kumatetsu, who's kind of a rough around the edges warrior beast. And Kumatetsu decides that this boy is the perfect person to be his apprentice. But they don't get along at all. Their personalities clash 100%. But they soon form kind of a surrogate father and son bond, and this bond is tested when chaos is thrown between the human and beast worlds, and they gotta come together to save it. Now, let's focus on the story. If you're coming into this film looking for the next Miyazaki movie, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're coming in looking for a great anime, you're gonna love it. The storyline was great. It flowed smoothly, kept me interested. It was a great storyline. I loved how Hosoda had added in little details throughout the movie that come together in the end. There was actually a few moments where I'm like, I saw what you did there. You know, that moment where it's like, oh, that's so clever. Loved it. I love when animes include something like that, some underlying themes that really come out in the ending. But another thing that was really strong in the storyline was character growth. I mean, they did a great job. These characters have such strong character growth, but that's because it covers such a long span of time. Years, in fact. And that is one thing I didn't like. I felt like this movie covered such a long amount of time where it felt like 3 stories mashed into one. And though they were good, I felt like it was a lot to process. Characters. Now, in my opinion, the characters were the strongest point of the film. They blew me away. They had such strong emotions that shone through in the film where you might cry a little watching this. I think I did a little bit. But moving on, they were great, and my favorite relationship was that of Kyuta and Kumatetsu. They had this kind of a yin and yang relationship where they butt heads, but right from the beginning, you knew they were meant to be together. And the dialogue, it flowed so smoothly between the two, and it was funny. I enjoyed every moment that they had shared on screen together. Loved it. Animation. The animation was beautiful. You know, it's something that you might expect to see in a Miyazaki film. I thought that they put so much detail into it. And what I loved most was how you could tell the beast world and the human world apart. The beast world was filled with such bright colors and had rural scenery and chaos and you know, these fantastical creatures everywhere. And then the human world, it was such dull, like cold colors and busy crowds of people and signs that you would recognize. I mean, I think I even saw a Forever 21 sign in the background. But the way that you can tell where he was just impeccable. I thought they did a great job. And the fight scenes were so smooth. And there's a lot of them. If you like action, you're gonna enjoy this film. Kudos on the animation. Let's talk about the movie overall. There's a few other points that I wanna make. First of all, soundtrack. I'm not usually one to take notice of a soundtrack for a film, but this one stood out, and in a good way. I thought it was great and fit the movie perfectly. There was a lot of those fantastical, happy, cheery sounds that really put me into the beast world. It was amazing. Also, the dubbing. FUNimation did the dubbing, and it fit the characters perfectly. I thought that the script made sense, and everything flowed smoothly between each character. Like I said before, I love the dialogue. Great job, guys. All right, here's my final verdict. I give this film 4.5 hashtags out of 5 hashtags. I loved it, but I came in expecting it to be like a Miyazaki film. I mean, they told us he's coming out to be the next Miyazaki, but it didn't quite fit that hole in my Miyazaki heart. I still miss Miyazaki, and I want him to come back. But I still think this is a great film, and if you're an anime lover, you're gonna love it too. Thank you so much for watching. This is Kelly with That Hashtag Show. The dubbed version of the film comes out on March 4th. Check it out, it's awesome. But if you've already seen the sub version online, or maybe you're at the premiere, comment below. I want to know what you guys thought of it. And if you guys thought that this guy might be the next Miyazaki, let me know. I have not seen any of his other films. Tell me what other films of his that I should be checking out, because I love this one. I want to see more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things trending and geek pop culture.